Hi and welcome to BizToday. I am Nazreen Ibrahim. As you know, every week we profile successful entrepreneurs and also discuss the leading business topics of the day and get experts into the studio. So I line up for this show, we've got successful entrepreneurs from Lee's Electronics, Avani and Rickesh Roopan. They're a husband and wife team and they're telling us about their story. We also got Steve Gray from the Makerspace. He's the head innovator there. It's incredible what they do, doing things like Arduino classes to build little robots and 3D printing. Do you want to know more? Then watch out for the rest of the show. But he'll be telling us a bit more about that kind of space and how they innovate. On BizToday, we always get the best entrepreneurs in studio to inspire you and to also understand and learn from their journeys and their stories. So today we've got a very inspiring story. A Durban-based company, Lee's Electronics, has become a household name in the satellite television service industry. With the customer base increasingly growing across the north coast of KZN, the owners, husband and wife team, Rickesh and Avani Roopan, now operate 2 stores and run a strong staff of highly skilled individuals. And I'm very pleased to have the husband in the studio. We're going to get the wife later on, and they're going to share with us their journey of how they built this very successful business. Rickesh Roopan, welcome to BizToday.
Thank you very much.
It's wonderful to have you in the studio. I know we've been chatting for a while about getting you guys here to tell us about your story, which is a rather interesting one, especially the very beginnings of the story. So please tell us, how did you begin with Lee's Electronics?
Well, Lee's Electronics was my father's dream. He had this, he was working somewhere. Well, he left that place and said, you know what, I want to do this. Yeah. So he did it from home. He carried on. We were little. I was like about 11, 12 years old. Then he was doing it on his own and carrying on as time went. Right. So basically, we were working with him from the age of 12 years old, as kids, my brother and I.
So you grew up in the business?
Yes. And well, he passed away, unfortunately, I was at the age of 14 years old. That's so really so we had to fend for ourselves. At that age, I was still schooling. We had to think what to do. So basically, we tried to work as how he was working, had help drive us around, try to do things. It was difficult. We still went on, did school. I actually left school at standard 9 because I had to make sure that my family was okay. Right. I went on to study my electronics, which to further myself more into this so I can get all grip into it. He had taught us the most basic stuff and the most, he actually did a lot for us. Right. So I went on to study, did what we could do, came back to work. Was difficult to get work out there. It wasn't an easy field. It wasn't something you can just go out and get the work in. Yeah, of course. So we struggled. I then decided, okay, there is no job coming in. We can't do much. Basically, then we were just getting odds and ends piece of jobs coming through. But then I said, no, somebody told me, not. Why don't you get a job? I said, okay, fine. What can we get? We can't get anything in our field.
So that was my next question to you. Were you ever an employee?
Yes, I was.
And how long was that? How long was that?
Well, it was for a couple of months. The easiest thing to get job was in security. Yes. I actually got a certificate for a security officer. That's so incredible to hear. Yes, I love that you're saying that because a lot of people are going to identify with that. Yes, so I did that. It was one of the jobs we could get, but you had to get skilled to get it as well. So I got a job for a couple of months. It wasn't working out well. I said, you know what, I actually can't do this anymore. Let me try my best. I've done and failed, but as time went, well, that's the time Avani and I got together. We actually known each other from school, but then we said, you know what, let's see what we can do. Her dad had a shop in Verulam. Well, we had a place there where he said, you know what, there is some space. How much rent can you pay? Let's do something. It was a little space which we made it into something. I worked day and night to paint the place, get it done, get it going. Slowly, with only maybe 800 Rand to 1,000 Rand, I started a business. And from there, it has taken me to great heights with our customers and getting, it's like getting onto the world with basically, if you got a place there, people are getting to know you more. They know who my dad was. When I put myself out there, they knew my dad. My dad was like he was somebody in the community where people could just relate to him.
The name of the business is also in memory of him.
Yes. So it's not my name. I didn't want to go out there and make my name a success. It was his name a success. So that is what I've done, and I think that is what made me successful.
I suppose honoring your parent in that way means that your business will be a success.
Definitely. And yeah, from there we just went on to greater things.
So I just heard you say that you started the business with 1,000 Rand in real capital.
Yes.
And now your business now turns over 1 million Rand a year.
Well, basically, well, getting back to, I couldn't put an account on my name. That's how young I was. Just for people out there to know, you know what, try. I up till today, my telephone account is on my mom's name.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't open an account to put a telephone account on that on the shop. And well, my mom did great as well. She helped me. She was like a little secretary, and it was tough because I ended up doing everything on my own as a one-man band, you call it. Yeah, but as you look on today, it has shown potential.
So Rickesh, what I'm hearing is that you decided it was an absolute desire for you to build your own business, to be able to work for yourself.
Yes.
Because you understood that there was potential and possibility in that. But what I'm also hearing, and this is necessary for aspiring entrepreneurs to know, is that you took advantage of the resources around you already and you made full use of them.
Yes.
Rather than, so the nice thing is that you did what you could with what you had already. Correct. And you made an absolute success of that. So it brings you to your business today, which is a successful, thriving one. What are your responsibilities in the business?
Well, I just make sure my staff get their duties, what they're doing. Well, everything seems to be going on. My main responsibilities to them is that they do their work. They see my clients are sorted out. My main thing is my customers. I make sure that they are all happy at the end of the day. That's what my main thing is to get on to do. My main purpose is my clients. Are you happy? Are you sorted? The rest of the business, they carry on.
That would be your unique selling proposition for the client.
Yes. So yeah.
Okay, so I'm just, I'm thinking about the business in its entirety, and also there are particular core services which I want to go through right now. And I also want you to explain if the business is diversified in any other kind of way. So what are the core services, and are you looking to diversify those?
Core services, in what we do?
Yep.
Okay, we do basically DSTV, CCTV, automation, StarSat, OVHD.
OVHD? Mm-hmm.
Well, and more we've gone now into the online, where we do social marketing and web development.
So there's two parts to the business.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's where Avani comes in.
Right.
So she also helps us in that, and she's like an online marketer. So well, now we're basically doing everything in your household what you require.
So it's a one-stop shop for all your digital and technical needs.
Basically, yeah.
In a home environment.
Yes.
You also service businesses, though.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. We do businesses customizing of their LCDs into their walls, doing wireless. Well, we're basically doing everything. If you ask for it and you think it's impossible, we make it possible. It's like that.
Such a broad range of services.
Yes.
It requires highly skilled, especially with technical people, to be on board. Yes. How has your company grown since inception?
Well, from what we were doing up till now, we weren't into so much of technical stuff, but then we got to keep up with the day-to-day things with technology. Yeah. So basically, before we had, honestly, there were those things where to get satellite signal, use a small beeper. I wouldn't be bad to say that we use these things. Right. We couldn't afford the higher end stuff. So yes, we have used the lower end stuff, but now we've got the high end equipment to make sure that our clients have got the best service, best from the company.
So that's how you continually innovate with your products, because an important question for me with every entrepreneur I speak to and the businesses that they run, be they offering a product or a service, is you can think about a particular service. I go into business, I'm really passionate about hair care, I start a salon. But there's a couple of things I need to worry about. It's obviously the best location, I can get in the best hairdressers and use the best products in my business. But then everybody knows that I'm doing hairdressing. What else can I do to be able to service or satisfy that particular market? Because they don't only want hairdressing. Yes. That's just an example. How then do you continually innovate in your business? Because I mean, the industry that you're in, especially with digital and technology, is always moving, whether it's legislation that's changing or the particular products that are coming out. How do you manage that?
Well, as I say, we're always keeping in touch with the new stuff that comes in. For example, now CCTV has where you can view on your phones. We get in touch with that, and we make sure we get our staff trained to say, well, let us do that. It's something new, let's get into the market. We keep ourselves rolling in the field of technology. And basically, for example, now the curved TVs are out. We look into that, okay, nobody has started repairing them, but we have started already. We have also already sent our teams of technicians to make sure that, yes, you can now go and do that. Instead, it's like something new in the market. Oh. Go forward. We learn new things. It's like not to say we know it all. Yeah. We're always learning.
But also I like that you said earlier on that if a client or a customer asks you, can you do this? And the answer is immediately yes.
We don't say no.
You don't say no.
There is a way.
But that's across the board for every entrepreneur, right?
Yeah, I would believe, yes. It's good, especially if somebody wants to make sure that they want to become somebody. Right. There is no no. Exactly. You must have, there is a way, and we will find the way.
Now, you've built the business with your partner in business, both your life partner and your partner in business, Avani. And it's been an interesting journey for the two of you. I know that you say you wouldn't have had that desire or drive, or it wouldn't have been as successful had she not been at your side. So it's, I hear a lot of entrepreneurs say that a successful and even more successful business is built because of the partner that they have at their side. Is that an important thing for you, and what has the journey been like?
Yes, it is. But it also depends on the partner that you have. Well, with somebody like Avani on my hand, she has my best interest, the business best interest, and my kids' best interest. So it's basically, you must have a partner like that for you to become a success.
Because it's the most important things in your life that are taken care of.
Correct, yes.
How has that journey been through the years though, where you've decided to take decisions? So what is the process like when you have a partner you can rely on? I think that's what people want to understand.
It has been actually, it's great to have that person next to you. So you're not alone in something, just to say, well, I have somebody that you can talk to or you can get advice. I don't be the person who has, you can only get advice from me because I am a director or I am this. Yes, I ask the next person for advice, or especially if she's around. And basically, as I say, every day is a learning process for everybody. Nobody says they know it all. If I can say I've learned something from you today, yes, I've learned something from you today, because nobody knows it all. It's like that, yes.
Rickesh, we're going to get Avani into studio now to tell us more about her side of the journey and what it's been like. But before you leave us, your final words of advice for aspiring entrepreneurs.
Well, never fail. Always try. If you have failed in trying to do something, that means, you know what, don't stop in what you're doing. It's another door opening for you to try and do better, basically. So I would say never. You must try and fail, then fail to try. Or is it the other way around? I just interject. but basically, we like don't want to like tell them, okay, because we are big businessmen now, you must try that. It's going to work.
Absolutely.
Yes,
everyone's experience is different.
You must fail for something for it to work. If you have succeeded in something always, then something is really, you are not getting a learning process. You always fail to learn. And then you know that is my weak points. I need to find my weak points to get to my strong points. Yeah.
I am inspired. I have to tell you that. It's just incredible when you see the courage that comes from someone who's built from the ground up. So thank you for sharing your story with us. Let's get your partner in crime or in business into the studio now. Okay. We've got successful entrepreneurs Lee's Electronics in studio. We just chatted with the husband of the husband and wife team, Rickesh Roopan. And now we're talking to his beautiful partner, Avani Roopan. Avani, welcome to BizToday. Thank you for coming and joining us.
Thank you, Nazreen. Thanks for having us.
It's wonderful that you can also share your side of the story. We spoke to Rickesh, and I know viewers will be wondering, why can't you just talk to them together? But I quite like this dynamic of Rickesh sharing his story and you then sharing your story afterwards, because the conversation or the dynamic is a bit different after that. So you're obviously in the business working side by side with Rickesh. The services that you offer, you in the digital television services industry. Now the changes are just ongoing. It's amazing. You've been in the industry for about 15 years now, if I'm correct in saying that. What are your roles and responsibility in the business alongside Rickesh?
Well, I do a lot of admin work for Lead Electronics itself.
Yeah.
And we also got an online section now that we do web hosting and development, and we do social media marketing.
Yeah.
And we also are a wireless internet provider. So whatever you want, as Rickesh said, we're the one-stop shop.
So it's been an interesting journey from your side. I mean, Rickesh started the business, the two of you met, you got married, you got into the business immediately. What was that journey like from your side as not only a partner in the business, but a partner in life? You know, you're building a home together.
It was an interesting journey. We had many setbacks, but I guess when two people have one vision, it makes it much more easier to go through it.
Some of the toughest challenges that you think you faced in the business, and how did you guys overcome them?
Well, I guess when people see you at a young age, you know, going out there doing stuff, they don't really want you to do their work. They say, no, they are too small, they're too young, maybe let's get somebody else. But as we continue to do the work, and they saw our workmanship, and they saw how we, you know, communicate to the client, and how we, customer satisfaction is our number one priority. So I guess that really made us, like, you know, people say, you know what, I think they are the one, they are the people to go to. If you need anything, they are the one. So yeah, the age thing was a little problem. And then obviously, as we are partners, so we get into our little fights, little arguments.
Which is absolutely, of course,
yeah, and like obviously constructive criticism, maybe I did something wrong or he did something wrong, but the thing is we learn from each other a lot. Yeah, and I think we got to that level of maturity to say, you know what, yes, I think we should do it this way. Yeah. I was wrong. You know, the fact that you can admit it, and it just makes you stronger together. The bond just makes you stronger.
When you're taking decisions in the business together, now this is an interesting question, I think, for me, and also for a lot of people who are starting to build businesses, either with partners that they've identified who have strengths that they can bring to the business, or life partners, and you say you're going to go ahead together. When you're taking those decisions, I don't know, in a proper partnership, you've got to document that, or what is the process like in a day-to-day when you're busy working? Do the two of you have to be involved in the decision making, or is it a very fluid experience?
Well, getting down to it, all the decision making has to be approved by Rickesh. But if you have everything in order, and you just give the go ahead. But I guess because we were together for so long, our minds are in sync. So
that's amazing to hear. So I asked Rickesh this question, and I said he attributes a lot of his success of the business to having you alongside him. And I know he also cited his mom as a great inspiration to the business because she was there also from the beginning. But would you also agree with the statement from other entrepreneurs that partnerships are critical to building better businesses? Or are you also of the view that, yes, you can build a business on your own and have a required form of success?
Well, yeah, absolutely. Partnership in a business, if you are there for each other, if you all share the same vision, the same goal, then yes, it'll be very successful. It's no use we're having a partner where you always dependent on you know, your partner. It's like you have to be there to support the partner. You have to be there to see his visions, see his or her visions, her goals, and always motivating them also, giving them the support, the pillar of strength that you have to be.
Speaking of motivation, you're also a businesswoman in your own right. So you're very active in the Durban business community, not only building your brand, but trying to educate people about digital media marketing, which we know as colleagues in the same industry is a task in and of itself, the digital education. But how has that experience been like for you? Because we also commemorated Women's Month recently, and we look for strong female leaders. So what would you say to young aspiring entrepreneurs about taking that next step into business and understanding that they do have value to offer?
Well, yeah, we just celebrated Women's Day, and I feel that now in South Africa, women are really getting recognized in leadership roles, mentorships, and I feel it's a great opportunity for women, especially if you're young and if you're a go-getter. There's nothing can stop you. I mean, you have the qualification or you have the experience, and you just be yourself, and you know the confidence have to be high. You have to have high confidence. You must know what you want, and just be yourself.
That's probably the best advice you could give someone, is just be yourself, because authenticity is the number one selling factor. I think, you know, speaking with a venture capitalist recently on our show, and his number one recommendation was that a venture capitalist will buy you before they buy your business.
Yes.
So the authenticity is key, and thank you for saying that.
Yes,
So I think people don't.
Yeah, you must never be a copy when you can be yourself.
That's right.
I mean, uniqueness is a very good quality to have.
Would you say that it's easy to trade in the Durban business industry? How has your experience been?
Not easy, but you have to strive ahead. Don't give up.
I would say in the South African context, because that's necessary. We have a particular unique kind of climate here, a unique kind of economy. What would you say?
Well, it's mainly for some women, they feel they're a bit
hesitant, maybe?
Yes, hesitant, and they feel probably more dominated by the male around. But yeah, I feel no, most women also have the ability to go out there, you know, and show that they can make a difference. And by them doing that, they motivate other young women, and they don't even know about it, you know. So if one woman sees, you must always help. You know,
so it's as much as you're taking, you're giving back that much.
Yes, and it's great to be happy, but it's even greater to bring happiness to someone else.
So talking about happiness, I think the center of any family is the mother, and she's the happiness of a family. And families are necessary. They need the parents to grow, nurture. I mean, that's the traditional idea. You and Rickesh have grown a young family while building your business. How has that been? What has that experience been like? Because to grow a young family while you're building a business must surely not be easy.
Yeah, it's a lot of hard work. But thank God I have two great kids, and they're so understanding. And
how old are they?
Well, Yashvir will turn 10, and Yashna will turn 8. But they're really mature kids. They understand our business. They even come to our stores. They look around. Yashvir will even say, do we have enough of this? So how's our product doing on that? So they're also very business minded. Yashna is taking up very much like her dad when it comes to the business. So
that's amazing.
Yeah.
I think that's always interesting to find, is that a lot of young entrepreneurs are sort of nurtured in that way. They're brought up in that way. So we're hoping to see the family name of Lee's Electronics being going on into the future.
We broke the thing where is that I don't do almost like everything at home. Like Rickesh does, he helps a lot. I mean, he even does the cooking. I mean, it's like we share. It's like so normal to us, where probably other households, like the mom will do the cooking, the mom will do the washing, the mom will make the lunch and whatever. Yeah, Rickesh is a big help. He helped me with everything. So.
Okay. So that's incredible. And
we're kind of growing with the kids.
Yeah.
So that helps.
I like that you're sharing that side of your story, the more personal side, because it also gives insight into how strong your ability to be able to connect in the business is. And I think that's necessary for people always wonder, what is it like to have a partnership when you're going? And I love speaking to husband and wife teams, especially in businesses. There's a recurring theme of the satisfaction of being able to look to someone to be able to support you in your struggles. You understand that the business now has a shared vision, which means there's double the amount of success. So that's wonderful to know.
We have our moments where we disagree and stuff, but then when we come home, it's like our attitudes change completely, because at home we are different from when we're at business. You know, we can act so crazy at home, but in business we're so professional, and you know, customer relations are most important. But at home we are just normal crazy family.
So your business has grown considerably. I mean, you have 2 stores, you've got a sizable staff, a fleet of vehicles, and you're covering most of the north coast of KZN and growing the customer base. What are your future plans?
Well, our future plans, we're getting into property, but I think by a lot of hard work and God's good grace, we actually entered it now.
Congratulations.
So, yes, thank you. So yeah, we're kind of nurturing that aspect of our lives now.
And how do you feel about this new phase? Because it's always something that's
it's
an exciting
an opportunity
time
to learn. Yeah, you learn a lot, especially when you go out there. You speak to people, you speak to business people, and you get a lot of advice. You know, and it's something that you can really take in and learn from. And yeah, it's been great so far.
What are your final words of advice for entrepreneurs? We asked Rickesh. Rickesh says you just need to not be afraid to fail. What would you say?
Even if you do, it doesn't mean you have to stop. You know, just go ahead, strive ahead, and also ask for help, ask for advice. There's always somebody out there willing. Come and ask me. You know, it's always someone out there that will help you. And just don't look back, because you're not going that way. You know, straight ahead.
Avani, it's so wonderful that you joined us on BizToday. We've been meaning to profile you and Rickesh for a long time as solid, real, genuine Durban business people. South African business people who've walked a long journey to build your business. So thank you for sharing your story today.
Thank you, Nazreen.
Wonderful. We hope to get you back in the studio soon to talk about your new ventures. So that was our successful entrepreneur for the week, Lee's Electronics, the husband and wife team of Rickesh and Avani Roopan, telling us about their journey. And some of the really nice takeaways or the key learnings that I got was that you shouldn't be afraid to fail, because failure is actually a determinant to further success. And the second is authenticity, which I completely believe and live by. You've got to be authentic because that's your absolute draw card. That's your selling point. So always remember to not be afraid to fail and just be yourself and make use of the resources around you. I think those are the things I took away from our successful entrepreneurs today. When we come back, we will be talking to an expert in their field, but don't go away.